excited, and I don't know if you knew this. If you follow the UHWO ACM account, you'll see that we're celebrating 10 years of the ACM program. So shout out to all of our alumni who might be tuning in, all of our current students, and of course all of our faculty and admin who really helped this program to continue to thrive and grow as much as it has. So with the theme of our 10th anniversary, we have invited our first alum. She's going to actually, she's watching, so she's probably going to say something about this. But this is the theme of our Talkinʻ story for today, is talking to our first alumni of the program, Mellissa Lochman. She is a spring 2015 grad of the program, and she is currently a lecturer for the ACM program as well. So we're going to learn more about her journey. Give me 1 second to add her in. This is just a reminder that if you have questions, if you want to ask her anything, feel free to use the chat. You can comment or you can send us a Q&A below. We'll just be talking about her journey from student to teacher, and just hear more from her about what it's like to be an educator today. Ooh, thanks for joining us. Let's see if we can get her on the screen.
Hello.
Hey!
Hi. Wait, okay. I gotta sit up. Hello.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good.
I know. I have to sit up tall in my chair so that my face lands in this little box,
Yeah, I know. I think Koo was asking me, do you have like a tripod or something? I was like, yeah, I do, but I didn't know it was gonna be this high. So okay.
It really just punches you right in the middle. So now you can't move. No, I'm kidding.
True, I can't move. I can't slouch.
I'm so glad we got you on. I know a lot of people, this is, I prefaced it, and I know that we talked about this. We literally just got off a call, but our theme is celebrating the anniversary of the ACM program. And of course, you are our first alum.
Yeah.
So it just seemed appropriate, We're celebrating. And I gave a little bit of an intro. You graduated in 2015, and you're a faculty, you're on faculty and a lecturer now. Mm-hmm. So I kind of just wanted to talk more with you. I'm sure if we have any current students, you can tell us if some of your students are watching, actually.
Oh, I don't know. I said
you can see in the bottom.
Students, but that's one of my friends. Hi.
Oh, and that's the other thing. A lot of our friends tune in, but it's nice.
They're probably
it's nice because
where have you been? Yeah, true. This is worth sitting. Sorry.
Well, if they have questions for you, they can also just drop it in the comments or the Q&A.
Yeah.
So why don't we start? I know 2015 feels like a lifetime ago. I can't even remember what what I did last week. So I'm going to ask you to just go back a little bit in the archives and just tell us a little bit about your experience as a student. Give us a little context as to what it was like on campus, what your major was, and what you ended up. Oh, so we do have somebody. No.
No. Still my friend. I taught him some stuff, I guess.
Aw. Let's just get a little bit of context as to, what it was like for you when you were a student, and maybe why you decided to join the ACM program.
I think like most people, I didn't know what I was going to do. So Charlotte really helped direct me into the ACM program, which it wasn't the ACM program back then. It was more of a humanities, right? When it started. And I think the real challenge that I had during that time, besides being like a single mom, was being able to take the right classes, not knowing where I'm gonna go with the degree itself, because it wasn't really set in stone. And me having the GI Bill, I had to make sure that all my classes I take were towards my degree, and that was like one of the stipulations I had. Mm-hmm. But that was mainly the main things that going through my time there at UH Oahu was difficult for me. I guess.
It was up in the air. It was just starting. You were just starting.
Like Charlotte was like, yeah, it's gonna be a thing, but like I was like, Charlotte, I I need to know. I need to be sure so I can take the right classes because I don't want to be paying classes back. And I wanted to finish on time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to back it up even a little bit more because I really want to get to why creative media. Did you grow up wanting to go into media, art?
I loved art since I was very young. I used to draw all the time. I love drawing Disney stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. But when I got to high school and I found Photoshop, that's when really like I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And when college wasn't like the thing, like right out of high school, because I knew I couldn't afford it, and I went to the military instead. I knew when I got back, that's what I wanted to do too. I wanted to continue with like digital art and art in general.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to, I mean, shout out, thank you for your service, but also we have a lot of veteran students that come through the program and are thinking, hey, I want to do this thing that I've always been interested in, you know? And I mean, let me just say, coming out, and then had you already had your son, or how old was your son when you started this program?
My son was 4 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was very young when I went to school, and I didn't have anybody to watch him. So most of the time he was there at school with me, and a lot of people remember him. So when I brought him this past summer, they're like, "Oh my God, he's so tall," because he's almost 18 now. So it's been that long, like he's there, and they've remembered. And he's graduating high school. Yeah, Charlotte's saying he's graduating high school.
Oh, congrats to him. I mean, that's so connotative, I think, of the journey, you know, that you've had in not only watching this program grow, but at the same time your son grow, and balancing being a mom and a student. I mean, can you recall for us any of, I mean, you can tell us about like your most successful, most triumphant times when you were balancing all of that, or any favorite memories that you have from your time as a student?
I think it was before actually coming to the new campus, because I was a student assistant like forever with Charla, and I used to bring my son to
the portables.
The old the portables. We were in a trailer in the back of UHS Oahu, and my son had like his own little like tent underneath my desk where he would like nap or play or whatever. But I just remember that's where we were. And then when we moved to the new campus, it was just me and another student assistant. And after that, it just like grew. Like ACM grew once the program started, and there's like so many student assistants. And I was like, oh, Charlotte, how do you manage all these people? Like so many people. Yeah,
truly. I mean, I just want to also call out, you're one of the OG student assistants also. So you've always kind of been within the mix of the program.
First. Charlotte, was it one of the first? I don't remember.
She can tell us.
Did you have before me? I know Lauren was there before me, but I don't know if there was much more after that. like before that. I don't remember if there's much more before that.
We're recalling OGs.
Oh, see, I was the first. See? Yeah.
This is just a through line. First. We can't avoid it. Yeah, we can't avoid this first theme. see, OG, triple OG.
Bro.
Well, I mean, that's why we have you on, right? Is because we want to know. And like literally this example of the campus growing, like even within your own time, past the time that you graduated, because I know the building didn't come up until even after I graduated, you know?
Yeah.
I love this. Can I just say, I thank you for sharing a little bit about your journey as a mom, you know? And like, no, including your son in this story. Can I just say, I was that toddler. I was like sitting next to my mom at her desk when she went to school at HCC, because she had me when she was really young. And I'm just going to tell you, that helped me envision myself in college and actually care about education. So I'm sure that you've done the same thing for your son, and I appreciate you sharing that personal.
He saw like all the esports stuff, and he's like, "Mom, I want to come. Can I come?" I was like, get good grades? I don't know.
Oh man, hey, and they got it now.
Thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but
look at that, Charla. You just have generations of alumni.
She knows already. She saw him.
I love that. Can you tell me a little bit about your transition from student to lecturer? I mean, why become a teacher, and specifically why for this program?
Well, it was mainly Charla that helped me transition. As everything, it
Right.
was Charla's idea. No, but yeah. After graduation, I really didn't know what to do. But she was like, "Why don't you just come and lecture?" It's like, okay, I guess I could teach. Like it's just kind of like that. And I think I did take a break for like a year before I joined the master's program. And once I started the master's program, that's when I began actually lecturing, which I thought was going to be difficult, but it wasn't really. And the classes that I were taking really helped because I was doing all online and learning about online courses. So when the pandemic hit and everybody had to transition, I didn't have to transition because I already knew what I was doing. So it was kind of like useful in a way that I was already teaching distance, and a lot of people had struggles teaching distance because it wasn't like that before. But now it's just so easy for everybody, I guess, to do distance. But yeah, it's mainly Charla from the beginning. She suggested it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would be, I think, if I wasn't teaching.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, everybody brings up Charla in these live streams because that is the through line also.
She's
of the
very
program.
persistent from the beginning, even the first one. So you're welcome.
That's funny. I mean,
it's nothing new. It's nothing new. You think
it's the
new,
precedent. Yeah,
it's the same. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. I mean, I just want to remind everyone, if you have comments or if you have any questions for Mellissa, please drop it in here because I have a couple more as we keep going along. But I just want to make sure I'm encouraging anybody to tune in and drop them. Charlotte said, "Ha." She always gets brought up in these because she's the through line of the program. You know,
she is the heart of the program.
Oh.
It's Charlotte's baby.
We can't deny. We can't. It's undeniable for sure. I wonder for you, since you took the classes and then now you're teaching the classes, was there any student or experiences that you had as a student that, you know, influenced you in the way that you teach? Maybe some, and we don't have to throw anybody under the bus or anything, you know, but maybe, you know, you saw some. Yeah.
I think like,
it's okay.
What I really want to say is that like students should know that we were students once too. So if you try to like pull something over like, oh, last minute, like, oh, I never do this for this class. I kind of know you never do it for this class and you probably forgot or, you know, lazy. Because I know Charlotte called me lazy like a couple times, and so like it's not new. It's not new to me that, you know, but just be transparent with me. Like tell me, you know, message me earlier or, you know, just keep in contact with me. A couple.
Okay, Charlotte. What is the tea?
Now, Charlotte?
Yeah, I know. What is the tea here? She said, "Be honest."
That is honest.
It's okay. I mean, Charlotte, your class is. I remember her class also. So damn, Charlotte throwing the shit. Yeah.
Yep. She won. I wasn't gonna throw Charlotte nothing, but it's okay.
She does light. If I mean, I'm sure anyone who's tuning in who's taken her class as a student now, you know that she will light you up.
Yeah. For real.
But at least we have that motivating factor, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, I love that you gave us kind of a little bit of what it's like to be a teacher, you know, advice to your students, because it's true. I mean, we've been there before, you know, and we know what it's like. I think there were times where I probably didn't. I mean, I'm sure everybody can relate. So I think
can relate. Yeah.
Everybody can relate.
We
it's
just
very
keep it
relatable.
at that. Everybody can relate to it.
Yeah, that's all we have to. That's it. Can you just give us a little rundown for anybody who doesn't know? Oh, wait, it's the dot for me, Sharla. It's the dot for me. But while she finishes that, can you just tell the people who are watching what classes you teach?
I teach Photoshop, which is Art 112, and Illustrator, which is Art 113D, and this semester we started Intro to Game Art, which is CM 143. Kind of exciting.
Wait, are those classes that Charlotte used to teach? Am I remembering that correctly?
She taught 112 and 113D.
That's what I thought, because I feel like I was in her classes when she taught those also.
Yeah, and I was also in those classes.
So you know what it's like? Yeah.
It wasn't with UH West Oahu.
But you know what it's like, and you've kind of put your own remix on it. What's your favorite thing about teaching those classes or teaching in general?
I think it's when the students get it. That's when it was most fun for me. Like, because usually they start and they're like, oh, miss, I don't know how to draw, or I don't know, I know you guys don't know how, but this is an introductory course, so we're going to learn how. So you don't have to tell me you don't know how. I know you don't know how. Why would you take the course otherwise? You know? So it's when they get it and they start learning it and they start exploring, that's when it gets really exciting for me.
Can you give us like a specific project or a specific student that really stood out to you that made you think like, hey, this is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing?
I don't have one.
It's okay.
There's a lot of students that are very talented, like and I know they're talented, but there's a lot of students that struggle a lot in the beginning, and then it like really clicks for them, and that's when I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. Like over the summer, I had a student. He was so worried all the time that he wasn't turning it in on time. He wasn't doing it right. He didn't know for sure. He wanted Zoom meetings all the time. And I was like, you just have to relax and you just have to try. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to play around with it. Try. And when he stopped asking for Zoom meetings, I was like, okay, he's trying now. He's doing it. And then he asked me for one, and I was like, oh no, now you know, like I thought he was doing it. And he only called me to tell me to thank you for telling him to try. That's it. That's all he wanted. He didn't want any advice or explanations. He just wanted to tell me thank you. And I was like, oh, that's so good. That's so good that he figured it out. Like,
that is.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, nice. I thank you. That's such a meaningful. Oh, look, see, Charlotte. Crying. That is. That's what I mean. That's such a meaningful interaction to have, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of the students that, you know, have said that it's really hard to, I mean, even the alumni that I've talked to, it's really hard to like be confident and like not succumb to imposter syndrome, like you can't do this, or a lot of the pressures that our students have to balance. And you would know, you had to do all that when you were a student also. I know he didn't ask you for advice, but I'm gonna ask you. You kind of gave us a little tidbit about, you know, just being transparent, but I mean, what do you have, any tips or advice for our students who might be feeling like they aren't as creative or as artistically or as anything as their fellow classmates?
I think my philosophy is mostly that I want this to be a job for you. Like, I want you to think of this as a job, to where you're not just thinking of it as school. Because I think if you think of it as school, you only try to hit so many markers to get like this grade, or what do I need to get this grade if you're falling behind. And the thing is, why don't you just think of it as that you're turning in your work and you're getting paid with a grade. That's it. If you don't do your work, you don't get a grade. You don't get paid.
Truly.
Like real life.
Yeah, like real life. Truly.
Yeah. So if you think of it more like that in most of your classes, you'll probably be more on it, right? You'll probably be thinking like, oh my God, I need to pay bills, so I gotta get paid, you know, or I want to go out this weekend, so I gotta get paid. I gotta make sure I make that.
Yeah. It's a mindset switch, I would say.
Yeah.
And maybe asking students to take themselves a little more seriously.
Yeah.
You know, like, you are
True.
capable of doing the work.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you have this assignment. That's why you're in these classes, because you're learning how to do it. So do it,
Yeah.
maybe. And
Just for real, just do it. Like Charlotte probably would say that too to me. Just, Melissa, why aren't you doing this?
yeah. Ooh, somebody dropped another tip for us. Another good tip is that you can look at your design work as logical problem solving rather than as an art if that thought causes problems. Oh, that's a good tip then, actually. You know, I like to look, like, when I think about like video editing, I like to think of it as like a puzzle, you know, and I'm just trying to
Oh,
solve
what
the
things fit?
puzzle, you know,
Yeah,
and
what
that
things
way,
fit
like, I
better?
don't get too hung up on, and I mean, it helps to work, like, when you approach it from work, you have different guidelines and standards. So, like, it kind of, you know, takes care of those more like art and creative. And is this the, I think that's a philosophy that I have just in my own work, is done, not perfect. Just get it done. Nothing
Yeah,
will ever be perfect, but at least you're trying and you
true,
try your
true.
best.
There's a lot of things that are like, oh my god, I still got to do this, or I still wanted to make it like this, but then sometimes just be like, it's done. I just can't anymore. I just, if not, it'll just not be finished, and then it's no good.
Moral of this story, get your work in. No kidding.
Yes, 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 yes.
Um, I am glad that I asked you about advice, and I'm going to throw it out to the audience. If anyone has any questions, again, drop it in the comments or the Q&A. I only have a couple more, and I might ask a little bit more about tips as far as, I mean, I love getting your perspective, as I mentioned, because you're on the other side, right? Like, all of everyone who's watched this either is a former student or a current student who, like, has been through it or doesn't know that they're
Mhm.
going through it yet, you know. What is something that students have to look forward to in the program as they progress and as they build their skills?
Oh, see, past me, I don't know.
You just do
Like
all the
I'm just
introductory and just
the
send them off.
beginning.
No.
Like I don't, it's basically what they want to do, like how they want to carve out their career, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it just starts with me, and I hope to be like a inspiration for them to jump off and do what they want to do. But I know there's a lot of courses with video, which I'm not really specialized in, because I really like graphic design side, gaming stuff. Uh, so like some classes I want to take because it wasn't available for me, you know. So that's
Yeah.
why I don't really know what's available in the program, because I kind of think like I'm the starting point of it, right? And I know they're going to choose what they want to do with their life. So I hope that answered the
No, yeah.
question.
You're like the seed, you
Yeah, yeah,
know? And
yeah.
there are so many opportunities that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
students can look forward to if they stick with the program, you know? I mean, this goes back to you being able to see that growth of the program
Mm-hmm.
overall, looking, you know, big picture. What do you think the greatest success of our program has been so far? And what are you looking forward to as the program continues on? Not just as a
Then,
lecturer, but
like
even as an alum, you know?
you know, like when I first started, or when I like about the time, yeah, when I first started on this journey of like creative media, I didn't know where it'd go. I didn't know we were going to have a building. I didn't know we were going to have gaming and video and like this huge film set in the building. Like, I didn't know all of that was going to happen, but it's all like happy surprises. And so I don't think to expect anything, because it's way more exciting to know like when it happens, right? Like I did have some insight that we were going to get a building towards the time I was about to graduate, because like I was involved with like the hoot, and I was involved with communications as a student assistant, and I was the first in the program. So they asked a bunch of us students to put our input into the building, even though it wasn't even a thing yet, even though we didn't know if we were going to see it. Yeah. So, but then actually seeing it and what happened afterwards, it was kind of like amazing. So,
Mm.
yeah, I don't expect anything. I just would like to see it when it comes, and it's going to be exciting. I know it's going to be new and big.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, a great answer, and really just a testament to the vision, that Charla has, that, all of just being able to dream up all of these things for our students is really a credit to our leaders. So I really, I think that was a great answer.
Yep,
our leader, sorry. Side eye. I think that's so true, because even the things that I'm in the same boat. I knew that there was going to be a building. I didn't know they'd have a whole set and a theater, and like all these rooms.
Like all these plans that I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. And I think Ben is actually bringing up something interesting. He said, I would say focus on one area and get really good at it. I found it difficult to find work because I was too broad. And I think that's a testament to the growth of the program, as you mentioned. And that's how I graduated also, with a bachelor's in humanities.
Yeah.
And now they can choose,
but now it's like
tracks.
It's focus.
Yeah.
Now you can totally focus on what you want to do.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I know. I think that's a lot of, that just speaks to, again, the growth, but also the opportunities, and I hope that any students who are watching and checking in, seeing what we're talking about, at least get that, and that, you're in a program that's incredibly supported by our leader, singular, Charlotte, and, and that you can do things as long as you, try and just do it. Mikey, just do it. Charlotte put senior capstone ! I don't know if that means she wants you to say something about that, or maybe she just
no, not at all.
She just means the end. Okay, the seed is with Mellissa, and all of these introductory are senior capstones with. Yeah, I think that's what she might have meant.
There's some really good ones. Like, I haven't been able to actually seen all of them, but I know there's some really good projects since when I did mine.
I just went with a senior internship. I was like, this should be easier. I was like,
but
it's gonna work. Maybe that'll
easy. So
yeah. But I just think it was like, practicum seems like easier, and you get that experience,
Mm-hmm.
But I know you were all a pioneer. Thanks, Charla. I think that's just a testament to how much the students have grown in the things that they want to do and the things that they're able to do and enabled to do now that the program has grown as well. You mentioned a little bit earlier, advice for our students and just doing it and thinking of the, of the work like it is a job and they're getting paid to do it, taking themselves more seriously. But I wonder if there's anything else that you wish students knew, either about you, about the way that you teach, about, what it's like. Anything else?
I think aside from me teaching, I think what is really beneficial is for them to get involved with the campus, and that's the best thing to do is become a student assistant.
This is a plug. No, I'm kidding.
I was Charlotte's student assistant forever, but it gets you really in the mindset of what the system is like, and you get to know a lot of the faculty, staff, and they get to know you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like your plug into like them knowing you, and that could be like a stepping stone for other things. Like if you need like recommendations for like jobs, that kind of stuff. That's really good for you later on. Besides just being a student assistant,
Charlotte, and you become valuable.
Yeah.
And apparently never leave. No, I'm kidding.
Just like that recent tin that came out by one of the students that we had, the person that put it out, wasn't she a student assistant, Shyla?
Harper? Oh,
yeah.
No, Anella,
right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was the one that got the competition going, and oh no, with Linda. Yeah, no, Anella was, yeah.
Yeah,
but she was a student assistant, right? Mm-hmm. She started as a student assistant, and she was involved, and it also shows you the importance of our campus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the connections that we make. I mean, Anela is such a great example of an alumni who's giving back to, you know, and not just you do that in your role as a lecturer, obviously, and but Anela creating those external opportunities, you know, for our students to be involved in things.
Really fun. Yeah.
Right. And so I saw the tin. It was very cute.
Yeah. I wanted to enter. I couldn't enter.
Was there a cutoff? No kidding.
Alumni, right? Alumni?
Was it only current? I don't know, not kidding. No, I love that. I mean, this is just a plug for anyone who hasn't seen it. I know that Charlotte's been posting it, or, you know, the student assistants actually have been posting it to the ACM account that we're on now, but you can also pick up a tin for yourself and see. So ask Anela for another one. I mean, at this point, Anela better do a contest all the time. No kidding. Annual contest. No kidding. It was a great opportunity, and I'm glad you got to plug that, because that's exactly an example of the opportunities that our students get when they're involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only have 2 more questions, so this is my last plug for anybody watching. If you have any questions for Mellissa, please drop them in the comments, or you can drop it in the Q&A and we can read them before we close out. But I mean, I know that you've been lecturing, you graduated 2015, you've been lecturing almost since then, since you, as you described. What's next for you? Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
I think I'm still going to be here. I'm hoping to. If Charlotte would keep me. No, but I also thinking about, because I'm doing game art, I'm also thinking about doing a game too. Ooh. So I'm working with my friend right now to do one, but nothing started yet. But it's,
hey, we're manifesting it for ourselves. If we speak it, it'll come true. So 5 to 10 years. See, like Charlotte said, yes, make that game.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being on with us and sharing that vision, because I mean, again, we want to be able to check in and see finish your capstone. What is she talking to you? Is she talking to me?
She's talking to me, but because, well, my capstone was that I made a mobile game. Yeah, and it was like before we had like all these fancy phones, and so it was all on iPods, right? Charlotte, she had like all these iPod touches.
Throwback.
Right? So, and my capstone was like, I made this game where you would recognize Hawaiian tropes and stuff with simple shapes. So it's like kind of like guess what the shape is, like Holiday Edition, right? And and so like at the end, I would let everybody play the game, which was on the little iPod that they had at the time.
Wild to me. I don't think I've seen an iPod Touch.
Was like, they're like still playing the game, and I was like, oh, well, it's not really an actual game. I just made it for the capstone.
Wow. Wow, really ahead of your time. I mean, even before they had game design. So maybe that's what she meant. She meant finish that. That's the game that you should be doing.
No, that's totally not the game.
It's done, Charlotte.
No. It's going to be way different than that.
Well, I'm glad we're manifesting that for you, because we do want to see what game you end up putting out eventually. Ben had a question. He said, what do you think the biggest challenge you have overcome, and how would you do it differently next time?
Oh.
It's a big one.
That is a big one. Wait. Biggest challenge.
Maybe as a student he meant, or maybe personally that affected your, being a student. Maybe as a teacher.
Okay. So one of my biggest things is that I am not really good at talking in front of people. I'm going to say that right now. And Charlotte's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
And so I've been a teacher for this whole time, but I've never taught in person until this semester.
Oh, in person, in a class.
Yeah. So I've been a lecturer for like 7 years, and I've only taught online.
So the in-person was a challenge.
The in-person is really a challenge for me, because I haven't taught in person before, and it's kind of intimidating to me. And like right now, I'm trying to get over it. Like to here to learn, and I'm teaching them. That's what I have to think of it like as, not that, oh my God, what do they think of me, or that's all going through my head, but I'm trying to just get over that, and that's the real challenge right now that I have. So.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I think that you're a great speaker. You've been carrying this whole conversation.
I cannot even believe.
See,
I don't
you're
even
crushing
know.
it, Mel. I mean, I think you're doing fabulously. And I wonder if this was in person, if you would have been like, sorry, cool. No,
no, it'll probably be the same.
Well, I think you're doing great. And I think that it's so relatable what you're sharing about, being in front of a classroom. Because I don't know if students know that is kind of like a pressure. Like, I'm supposed to be the expert of this thing in front of you, teaching you and hoping that you like get it or understand it or that it clicks. Like I get that also.
What I really like about like my master's courses is that they told us that we came with our own skill set, right? We each came, so as much as they're teaching us, we're also teaching them about what we know. And that's kind of what I want to do with these courses, but I know they're introductory, so I have to be more guiding, but I know each of them have come with their own skill set, and I want them to share, what they have. Yeah, like I don't know everything, but I know that if me and you work together, we can learn a lot more than me just trying to give you something and you're like, oh, I know that already, or I don't know. It's just I would like to be more collaborative. If that's more of an idea. If students are watching that are in my class right now, let's be more collaborative.
Yeah, it's more of reciprocal. It's not I'm teaching at you, it's we're learning together. Yeah, I love that. My last plug, if anyone has any other questions. Oh, great mindset for an educator. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. Okay, last plug. If anyone has any other questions, that was a great one for Ben, but if anyone has anything, this is my last question. What is inspiring you right now? Is there any accounts, any creators, any teachers? Maybe you have some fellow faculty that are like really killing it or crushing it.
Okay, so to be honest, I haven't really been on social media for like a year. So like this is
you also said that.
Yeah, I haven't been on social media for like a year. So I just skim through and find anything that's interesting and save it on like YouTube. Yeah. But I think because I'm trying to do a game, I'm learning a lot about games and like getting more immersed into that and that kind of side of development and art and all of that because I'm teaching art. So that's kind of what's inspiring me right now, the art side of gaming.
and that's fine. I think a lot of times when I ask people that, they're like, oh, this is like, it doesn't have to be from social. I love when people are like taking walks, being outside. I get a lot of that also. And hey, I'm here for that also because you can find inspiration anywhere.
Yeah. I've also been drawing a lot again. So I've been like trying to enter some competitions. Yeah, but that's it.
And I love that for you, as you should, because it's a craft and you have to keep, just because you're a teacher doesn't mean that like you said, you don't know everything. So we're still learning. We're still bettering our craft. Charlotte said, yay! Is there anything else that we didn't get to talk about? Anything that you want to share or leave our students, former and current, before we sign off today?
No, I think there's a lot.
I think there were a lot. Yeah.
I think like I was just like jiving with Cool before this, and like she was talking about the hoot, and I was like, I was in the hoot too. Like, it's like because I've done so much things within like being a student assistant and communications, student life. I was just so immersed with everybody. Yes, the editor. Cool said we're gonna do the Hoot
Yeah.
edition. So
I
we can
told
talk
her.
about that. I could
Yeah.
spill all the beans on that.
I want you to finish your thought though. I think
Oh,
that, yeah, go ahead.
um, yeah, like I just been so immersed with everything UH West Oahu. Like it back to, thinking of why I became a lecturer. I just think that was kind of the pathway, right? Like I was already there. Why not? Why not go into that? And I think a lot of people that were really involved, um, jumped into that. Yeah, it was like natural progression. Like Rebecca Carino,
Mhm.
she's working there. I know Jordan Luz, who is also on the Hood with me. He's a teacher now. There's a lot of people that I can name that were really like involved with the campus, and then after graduating, they worked for the campus or gave back to the campus, which I found was really good.
Mm-hmm. I like it because it's coming up as you're sharing and as you've shared your story, and really like don't be afraid to get involved. Like
Yeah.
you never
No, for
know
real. Yeah.
what's happening on campus. There are plenty of opportunities, not just within ACM and your educational track, but you can also start getting professional experience, being a student assistant, working in student life, any of those kinds of things. But I mean, I'm glad that you got that encouragement out for our students to really
even like the student organizations, like the Hoot is one, right? There's like the activities board. There's also ACE UHWO, the student government, like all of that. All of those lead to good progression within the system.
We it's funny because at the end of all of these I always ask, like, we have to plug stuff, and we just plugged all the things. We plugged everything that anyone could find out.
Who said I'm the first? Like, I'm the first. I gotta plug everything beforehand.
This is the plugs. Yeah. I mean, no, I appreciate it, and I think that's a great encouragement for our students who are watching to remember that there are these things that they can do, and they just have to do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
I appreciate you, Mellissa, for signing on with us tonight and sharing your experiences, your stories, your perspectives. I'm sure, I mean, I love everybody's comments, and just how engaging and just insightful you were. So I really appreciate it. It's a great start to this semester. We do these every semester. So I'm glad that you got to kick us off in this celebratory season that we're in.
You're probably going to see more of me. I don't know. There's so much already.
And I'm happy for it. I'm glad we could. This is also a great opportunity for me to reconnect with other alums and just seeing what they're doing. So
I really never got to know Ku'u, but I knew of you. Yeah, because of your senior capstone. And like I was like, wow, that's so amazing. Like I never even thought we could do that. Like that was so crazy.
Thank you. No, I mean, and that's the same for me, right? Like I always hear about, especially you, especially being the first alum and knowing how involved you've been since. I mean, we've met before, but we never really got to like chat. Yeah. And I don't know if people know this about this like series. It's not just like people that I know. It's literally people that I've met like for the first time or are re-meeting. So, I mean, I appreciate it. I know everybody in the comments is appreciating it. Round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing.
Everybody.
Before we sign out, this is just another plug to go check out the tin. If you haven't already picked one up. It's the Marissa. Yes. Me too. I mean, how is there a display in the building? There should just be a display at this point.
No, there's not. We tried to get it at the they tried to get it at the bookstore, but they couldn't. Yeah.
Dang.
So
okay. Well, at this point, just find your nearest Honolulu cookie company.
Be sold out by the end of September. That's pretty soon. Yeah, that's the projection.
So good. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, well,
we gotta go
so much for plugging that.
Because no more.
Yeah, look. Oh man. Okay, well, anyway, thank you everyone for signing on. We'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned. Don't forget to follow this account if you don't already, UHWOACM, or make sure you subscribe to the newsletter so you can see our next one. Thank you so much, Mellissa. Again,
Thank
have a good
you.
night. Everyone, have a good night. We'll see you next time.